morning, my friends. It is I, Alphinius Goo. Yes, with Camera Mendy behind the camera. Say hello, Camera Mendy.
Hello.
Yes, hello, Camera Mendy. And we are here with Goo Morning Zyathé, the every Saturday special that's way better than cartoons. Yes, well, maybe not. But look, Camera Mendy has a camera on herself now, and she is wearing a hat in honor of the hatting thing. Tell us about the hatting thing, Camera Mendy, what we're doing today with this.
Well, we are going to be doing a drawing today because we had a hat contest going on. Yes, and so we will actually be, wow, you are quite bright in this computer screen.
I've always been bright. My mother knew it when I was a little tiny one. Yes, this is when she knew I was bright.
I'm going to come fix your camera for you really quickly.
Fix my camera.
Yes, but you talk a little bit about the hatting competition.
Oh my goodness gracious. So apparently Camera Mendy and her hatter regime, apparently there are thousands of them now out there in the world, determined that they were going to give away a bunch of gooey stuff.
I think you came up with the idea.
Oh, no, listen, Camera Mendy, I need you to do something real quick here now. You have to admit the truth that you coerce me into all of these things on a consistent basis. Consistently coerce. Yes, coerce.
I just want to be clear. He's the one who wrote the newsletter the week that came up with the hatting competition.
Okay, that is not true. It is because a bunch of people are already sent in hatting competition things, and Camera Mendy goes, wouldn't it be fun? This was like 6 months ago. Wouldn't it be fun if we did a hat contest and have everybody send in hats?
Hold on. They are saying that you are low. Oh, you are low.
Oh, I am low.
Oh my goodness. I accidentally nudged something.
How am I now?
Everything has gone wrong.
Oh, not everything.
Okay. Hold on. We have this.
Okay. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good.
That was my fault. I nudged the thing. And his camera went out for a second. That's why I was on myself. So
my camera looks like it's working. Hello, Alphinius.
If anyone's watching for the first time, this is how it normally goes. So you're not seeing anything new.
Cheers and greetings, new people. Yes, welcome to the funky stream that is a gooey funk. Yes,
there we go. But
is.
You do look so much better in like a nice wide shot. And
yes, it gets away from my face. The detail. You don't have so much detail.
The reason everything is crazy this morning is because we have a guest in the studio.
Yes, it's all Mike's fault. Yes, we are excited though because we have Michael Dunn, who is
Wait, Michael.
There he is. Oh, yeah, don't look at the camera. Look at the camera. Right? Yes, there you go. So Mike is here, and Mike is from Gaming Trend and one of the founders. We have lots of things we're going to talk to him about, ask him all kind of questions about the history of it. It's been going for quite a long time, so it's going to be a wonderful little thing that we get to spend some time with Mike. And as we've said to people, we're going to do more of this sort of guest thing as we go forward because we think it's a lot of fun and people like them, right? So we're excited. So we're going to talk about Gaming Trend in a minute, but if you haven't done so, give them a little subscribe, give them a follow on their YouTube channel. We'll give you the address and all that crap in a little bit here. So, but Camera Mendy, let us get to the matter at hand. Or is it the hatter at hand?
The hatter matter?
The hatter matter.
Okay.
So what are we doing? No, to make sure everybody knows. So a bunch of people sent you pictures, yes?
What's this picture?
Oh, this was assault. Oh. I actually had Alexander arrested following this picture because when you sneak up and stick a hat on someone's head without their permission, it is not exactly a kind thing to do. Yes, especially when you don't know where the damn hat's been. I had hives and all kinds of strange things crawling on my scalp for like weeks.
Okay.
Fortunately, I used a good shampoo. Anyway, tell us about this hatter thing so people know what we're doing.
Okay,
instead of showing all these hats.
We're doing a drawing. These are some of our wonderful submissions that we got from our wonderful community. We are going to be giving away a great group.
Wait, go back to that one right there.
Which one?
This one here. Now, Casey cannot win, not the judge. He can maybe win the drawing, but he can't win because he's shown this hat a bunch of times, and having this beholder thing in the background is kind of cheating. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure that Casey can win this, especially because yesterday was his birthday. So Casey, you might get a drawing, but you don't get to win the judge. All right, continue on.
Speaking of birthdays, you actually hit one of my points on my list because I actually made a list this morning of all the things we have to hit because we have so much.
A lot.
So I want to say
I needed a double scotch this morning, so this is good.
Yeah. Happy birthday to Dylan.
Oh, Dylan. Aha.
Team Kylan. Thank you so much for joining us.
Wait, say it again. I was talking over you.
Team Kylan.
Team Kylan says happy birthday.
Kentori's husband.
Yes, to Dylan.
Yes, we appreciate you. Thank you so
Are we going to start doing birthdays? Is that the thing?
I mean, if people want to send me...
All right, we're going to do this. If you want to send a picture of we can do this going forward.
By the way, this is their daughter. This is.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, see, the problem is with cuteness. Cuteness overcomes hats.
But check this out. This is their wedding photo.
Oh. That's pretty good too.
I love it.
But here's what we're gonna do.
Yes.
So we were not gonna pull them out of the Facebook because that gives everybody the announcements for the birthdays. But if you want to give a shout out on Goo Morning and send in a picture of a loved one or friend that you want to give a shout out for their birthday, you can definitely do that, and we'll give a birthday shout out with a picture. All right, but that's the only way we're gonna do it. We're not gonna, because otherwise, what I'm really afraid of, Camera Mendy, because I'm kind of forgetful and befuddled on a consistent basis.
We're gonna forget people.
I'll forget people, right, and that will be a problem, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, right? So,
But with that said, we really appreciate both Kentori and Team Kylan, and hope that you had an amazing birthday.
Go back to the little cute one.
Okay.
See, there's a lot of cuteness there. There's a lot of cuteness.
And she insisted on wearing this hat for this photo shoot.
Yeah.
So she's a true hatter in the making.
Oh, whatever.
Look, there's Harry.
Oh, Harry. Yes, he looks like the cat in the hat, but it's green, right? So, what is
No, this is he was at a Quidditch match.
Oh,
he was supporting his team.
Yes, the Slytherins.
I have to assume it was Ireland, unless it was like Slytherin.
It was the Slytherins.
We don't know.
We know Harry's a Slytherin deep down inside. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, this is a great shot.
There was that sound effect there. There's Jen.
Jen is marvelous. What a hat.
Yes.
Fabulous.
I'm just gonna keep rolling through these.
This is for fishing, right? This is what we use this hat for. Yes.
You don't know what he used. This could be an adventuring hat.
Oh yes, this could be an Indiana Jones kind of thing.
Exactly.
Dun, 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 dun. Yes, that thing. Oh, look at Jim. Yes, Jim is dressed up as Seamus. Yes, it's Seamus O'Connell. Yes, who's a famous. Oh my goodness, look at this. Ooh, very dapper. Yes. Oh yes, and then we got this one from Carrie, right?
Carrie is not also eligible.
Yes, Carrie is not eligible.
But
that's pretty cute.
Yes, but I mean, guys, you have to admit.
There's a lot of cuteness there.
There's
the problem is you can't see the hat as well. You're just getting the sort of Puss in Boots eyes.
Yeah, but I mean, they just suck you in.
Mike is over there. Michael, you see those Puss in Boots eyes there? Yes, yeah.
This is Michael's Puss in Boots eyes.
Oh, very nice.
I said I really like the highlights and the beard.
Yeah, this is very
really
good. Michelle, yes, with the ears sticking out, right?
And the unicorn on top. I include the unicorn in part of the hat.
Of course, because you are one of those hat or kite types that put all that weird stuff on your hats. Oh, goodness, that's great.
Yes, indeed. So, and I'm going to show one more of something in just a second here. So here's Sean.
Sean, yes, very nice.
And Stephanie.
Oh, very nice. Oh my gosh, these are some good cosplays.
I know. Okay, so we are going to pick We're going to pick a winner through a drawing, and then we have a judge's choice that will be announced next week.
The judge's choice next week. Yes. I will reduce the cuteness factor by 25% so that as we don't be too biased towards the cuteness factor. Yes. Mike, you agree with this? Yes. We can't just give into cuteness all the time.
I have to turn Mike on when he's going to talk. Say absolutely again.
Absolutely
again.
Absolutely again. Yes. Okay. Very good, Mike. Excellent job. Excellent. Yes. Very good.
So next week we will announce the judge's choice winner. However, next week we will also have a new soundscape or a new song from Martin Shore.
We're going to
for a character.
One of
and I'm going to show you which character it's for. It's going to be for Black Bonnie.
Wow, Black Bonnie.
That's Pam's Black Bonnie.
Yes. Pamela did Black Bonnie marvelously in a cosplay. Has done it, I think, a couple times now.
Yes.
And Pamela, we don't get. She's flying right now, so she's not in the stream today, though normally she is. But Pam, I think, got a little time in Hawaii, right, Camera Mendy? Something like that. She was posting about that on her Facebook and all that stuff. Wonderful. I hope she had a wonderful time. Pam, we miss you, but we hope you had a great, enjoyable thing over there in the islands.
Okay, so we're going to do the drawing in just a second, but I have to give one more shout out. Rob sent me 140 hats.
Yes, some people have a little over-the-top stuff, right? This is
I am going to play a little compilation of the photos that
Mike,
I received.
You need to leave Mike on. Leave Mike's mic.
Okay, Mike, what did you say?
It's over the top, no pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we're just going to leave Mike on. If you hear that
Yes, Mike, just go ahead. If you hear Mike talking in the background, you'll know he's being snarky like all the rest of you who are in the chat, right? Yes, Mike, you've been a couple times watched the chat, right? You've seen how snarky these gooey people can be.
Yes. Yeah, no, I feel totally at home.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, here we go.
So this is Rob's 100 hats.
100 plus. Okay, here we go.
God, Rob could buy a house with the money he spent on all them hats. Magnificent. Yes, we will also reduce Rob's chances by 25% because of volume.
You only get one hat that goes to the judges, and I'm picking which hat that is.
Oh, so Camera Mandy is going to pick Rob's hat, right? That's what we're going to do. You get to pick the one hat that you want to go to the judging.
Exactly.
Well, look on the bright side. At least he's ready for Christmas.
Yeah, he's ready for every holiday.
Every holiday, right? And beyond, right? And much beyond, right? It's marvelous. So this is the hat that I need to reach into.
Yep.
Camera Mandy, has there been any hat heads within this hat of late?
I don't think of late. It is my husband's grandmother's hat, and she has passed for many years now.
Oh,
so it's haunted.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, darn.
But I thought it was appropriate. So.
All right, so I'm supposed to reach in here and pull. Yes, you notice I am mixing them up. There is no shenanigans on, well, there's lots of shenanigans, but there's no shenanigans when it comes to our contests.
Now, there is now, like, people in the chat saying that we should have a haunted hat submission, I think, is what people are saying.
Well, why not?
I'm just saying.
I actually love that idea.
What have I done?
Excellent job, Michael. Very good. Because actually, I love this because it's coming into the spirit of the season, right?
Ooh,
So this is pretty cool. So why don't we do this, that you have plenty of time now, between now and, what do you say, 15th of October or something like that, 17th of October?
Let's push it a little bit. Let's do it 1 week later. So like the 20th of October.
All right, the 20th of October, you get in your hat images. You got to make posts on the den and in the Discord, right? Of haunted hats. So it needs to be Halloween theme.
Writing submissions.
No, don't do that to people. We're going to do the contributor thing here pretty soon.
We're doing another haunted
So
hat.
you get to do hats, but they have to be spooky, right? They can't be steampunky. They can't be fantastical. No Black Bonnie, Pamela, unless it's undead Black Bonnie, and then in that case we would love that, right? Right, Mike? That sounds good. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, undead Black Bonnie.
Okay, so just to be clear, the 20th. Okay, yeah, get it in by the 21st of October, and it'll be for the 22nd of October's show.
Right before Halloween.
Ooh.
Yes, very good. Okay, so should I pull this thing right now?
Yes.
So we're doing a haunted hat. Excellent job, audience. Yes, very good. Very good. All right, I'm going to pull this.
Go
Clean.
ahead.
Nothing up my sleeve. Not looking. Pulling. And the name is Unbelievable.
Who?
The man who says he never wins anything. Jim Kenny.
Jim just.
I know, he just won.
No, that was other Jim.
That
Hibbs.
was Jim Hibbs.
Yeah, but Jim
Kenny is the one who said, because remember he said he cursed himself?
Yes.
Yes, you are no
And
longer
so-
cursed, Sir Jim.
Jim has won. Let me show you a picture of it.
Picture.
Yes. This is it's going to be on a shirt. It's the Great Gooey Grognard shirt.
Great Gooey Grognard shirt. By the way, if you see what it says down there, because Grognards can have a negative thing going on, it says, welcoming, totally fun, and only grumpy sometimes.
Perfectly describes so many of us, but especially me. Congratulations. Also, we are working on getting this shirt up on the website. But I also wanted to take a quick second to shout out some new product that we actually just put up on the website.
Oh, some new products.
Yeah, so we have character folios bundles now available, so you can buy them in packs of 4, 6, and 8 with a significant discount.
Yes, you save a bunch of money when you buy a bunch of them.
And then on top of that, we got all of the pre-generated characters up on the website as well as folios. So you can do, if you have an adventuring party, you can buy folios for each of the pre-generated characters in a bundle, or if you don't use the pre-gens, we also have a bunch of other art up on the website that you can get folios for as well.
And we are part of our thing that we're talking about, right? This subscription model might include one of these every quarter, that you could actually get one as part of your subscription.
Yes, and I meant to.
And you can pick whichever one you want, right? So you could actually get one of those. So if people want to use our character art, but maybe have their own characters, they can do that, which would be marvelous.
I had pulled a picture of the poll in the Gooey Den, but I didn't upload it to my
Well,
Dropbox
of course,
currently.
because we aren't doing social media.
I know.
But
Well,
at least the damn fly isn't in here. Hold on, camera Mandy. I'm trying to grab myself a tissue. You know?
Okay.
It is allergy season for the old man. Yes, this is a problem. Right?
So basically...
Now, listen. So the thing is, here's the question.
Yes.
Most people don't blow their nose on streams. Is that true? I mean, they don't do it on TV ever.
I hear it's bad luck.
It's bad luck? Yeah. Camera Mendy, mute me real quick. Mike, say something.
What is happening here?
I'm going to blow my nose.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got distracted by Gooey Jim saying there's a picture. Oh, I did not grab that picture, Jim, but I will show it next week. You were muted, yes. Oh, wait, let me cut away from you, though. Nobody wants to see this.
It
Hi.
didn't happen.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. No one is.
Things are happening here. Let me talk to you guys about the subscription service. Basically,
Okay, you can cut back.
what has happened to the show?
I think a dragon just sprouted out of Alphinius Goo.
Thank God. I had to get rid of all that stuff.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's true. Okay.
You know what they say, Cameraman D?
What do they say?
May the fortune of Kismia be upon you, and by jinx may no
Oh
tricks
my
be
goodness.
played.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm distracted by the comments. I'm distracted by the loud noises.
It was just a blow.
But
It
let
was
us talk about the subscription, or not, yeah, the subscription service.
Okay, so we put up a poll
Very
and appreciate your comments. If you could go in there and do that, because we're going to do this. So we're going to try to do a real cool patron-like thing, but it'll be directly through us. We're not going to do it through any service. We want to try to not have us have to put prices higher because we have to pay for whatever service it is. So for all of our Gooey friends, we're going to do this thing, and it's going to have probably the adventurers news in there. It's going to have an interesting locality and a monster and a magic item card and some other cool things. Every quarter as a loyalty reward will either include maybe a Harry's Mini or maybe a character folio or some other cool stuff. And all this is just really just to help us a little bit. But we'll give you great value for your helping. And we got a number of people around here that we pay every month, and we'd like to try to, as much as possible, cover their salaries and help us to sustain Gooey Cube for a longer period of time. And a lot of people have asked for this, so we're very excited to do it. And the value will be exceptional, as we always do with the things that we do. So you'll have an option of just getting digital formats of these. There'll be a player's package, there'll be a game master's package, and then there'll be a super package that you can get all of the stuff, the players and the game master's stuff, as well as a special extra edition if you're doing that sort of higher end thing that only goes to the people who are doing the bigger package. And we'll do our best to make it as affordable as possible, like we do with all things. And that's coming very, very soon. So we also got to look at a preview of the new website, right, Cameraman? It was pretty exciting. Yes, Stephen and the whole team. Carrie's doing some writing on that, and Alexander's stepping up, and Riley, and we got Mike in there. And goodness gracious, everybody was kind of pulling it together, which was fun.
Yeah, we are really excited about everything that's coming down the pipeline for sure. The website is going to be much more user-friendly. And
you're talking about putting a little fan fiction-y bloggy thing up there.
Yeah,
too, right,
yesterday Harry sent us this really great fiction about the Ella Melons, which was based on a social media post that had been put up. He wrote this entire.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it really is quite good. And I was like, wouldn't it be great if we had a section on the website where people could post as their characters? Because he wrote it as his character.
He did. Tiak. Yes, Tiak Brystone.
And so if people wanted to write like observations of Zyathé from their character, we could have this entire section of the website devoted to their character and their writings and their adventures in Zyathé and things that they find around there.
And y'all don't you know what's going on with this is craziness, right? We are literally, these characters are coming to life in the world of Zyathé. Rainy Windsong and Seamus O'Connell, right? And Tiak Brystone, and many, many more. And this is because we are able to take these portraits and put stories behind them, and people contribute their ideas about them, right? We just did Crystal, right? Crystal, she hasn't shown it yet, so we aren't going to show it, but this fantastic portrait, right? And then last week we showed Thomas's, right? Who is Tho, right?
Yes.
Tho, right? Not Tahoe, right?
No, it was
It's
Tahoe.
Tahoe, yes.
It was Tahoe.
Yes, that's correct. And magnificent. And so these characters keep coming, right? And as I mentioned, we're over 200 of our people who have brought their characters. So now Cameraman wants to give you an outlet for us to do some fiction. Now, last thing on the subscription model, Alexander and Riley and Mike are really excited because they want to work a little bit with Thomas and make this interactive map of Zyathé.
It's David.
Oh, sorry, David. Excuse me, David Stormer. And apologize, David. This was an idea that's been kicked around for a long time, and David kind of kicked us down the road because he did some really cool things, and we are looking to do this, but we need a certain number of subscribers before we're going to be able to do it. So this will all be explained when we roll out this subscription thing in the next month or so. but it would be magnificent because it would have the opportunity for people to actually put their own stuff into areas on the maps. And we'll do zoom ins in certain areas where we actually have even more detail, and we'll do that over time. So if you zoom all the way in, cameraman, I might as well tell. So if you zoom all the way in on Geisengox, which is in East Verdestia, at the edge of the Mithril Mountains on the western side, part of the Ventenium sovereignty, okay? And what I'm excited about telling you about this is I talked to Luke Gygax just of recent, and we have agreed that we're going to make Geisengox, and it's going to be a tribute to Gary, and it's going to have portraits of certain special people in there, including Luke and potentially even his family, a portrait of Gary in there, and we are going to honor Gary with this magnificent adventure, which will be an adventure to the fearful place called Geisengox. And we're going to collaborate with Luke on it. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did with GenzaCon at GaryCon. And then those of you who can't go to GaryCon, you'll be able to get it for about a month afterwards. That sounds pretty good. Does that sound good? Yes?
Oh, yes.
Yes,
absolutely.
yes, Michael,
Absolutely.
yes. Because GenzaCon was pretty good.
Yeah, no, it was great. It
Well-
was more than pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
My
no, it
friend,
was
no,
fantastic.
you all wonderful. Appreciate that a little tiny company like us that can't do anything for you other than put you on with 70 or so people or 80 or 100 people who end up watching our stream. But it is marvelous to have you out there in the press.
Well, we're all
put it on mic real quick.
We're all
Oh
about
my
the game,
goodness,
so-
y'all are getting off track.
Oh, it's okay. It's
We'll-
okay.
We'll talk about Mike in a second.
All
here.
right, Mike. We're going to talk about you in a second. Are
But
we
yeah,
going to do it
feel
with
the
him in the
love.
room because there was all those
Yes.
scandalous things that we
Oh
wanted to
my
talk about.
gosh.
Well-
Okay.
My reputation precedes.
Okay. So I have one
But
more-
anyway, is that not exciting that
That
we're
is-
going to do Guys and Gox?
No, it is super
I
exciting.
mean, that is fantastic.
You've just announced so much stuff. I'm like jotting it down because I haven't heard any of this.
Yes,
No.
Cameraman. There's all kinds of secrets. Yes, this is the Game Master. The Game Master keeps the secrets. Yes.
Okay, I have two more announcements. First off, tomorrow is the last episode of Plots in Darkenhaven. I will be on as I am using Shayleen's art, but I'm playing Saffron Starhopper.
Ah,
Yes.
yes.
So-
Shailene is one of my favorites.
She has a
this is
great
just
portrait.
magnificent portraits,
Yeah.
and I love the different colored eyes and just everything that's going on with that image is just spectacular.
Totally agree. And I'm playing an Agent of Jinx, and this is my first time really diving into one of our custom classes, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yes, and we've made some nice adjustments to that. I want to give a shout out to Andrew. We kind of came in at the last minute. Of course, we've got a number of people, Maya and Kaya. That's interesting. Maya and Kaya and Josh and Autumn and Carrie, of course, editing, right? But she also did authoring of it. But we've had just a number of people come in there and help. Lee helped us with that, and others. And at the end, Andrew came in and really spent some time thinking about game mechanics and gave some wonderful suggestions, which we added in. And then at the last minute, I told you one of the reasons that Magic is a little delayed is that I wanted to add a few more familiars in there.
Just a few
I wanted
more.
to add in flow staves, special flow staves. And of course, then at the last moment, we determined that we were going to sort of announce this flow steel. So flow steel is in Magicka, and flow steel is how they take flowstone dust and particles, and they have a special method, the Soth in particular who've done this, they have a special method to mix it in there where it can actually create enchanted blades and special capabilities within these blades that are made from this flowstone and not have it become toxic to those who are around them. So this is magnificent. It's another little aspect of flowstones that we love, and a lot of people have wanted flow blades for a long time, and so that's what we're bringing. So it is magnificent.
Absolutely.
Mm.
So, last announcement, I just wanted to give a shout out to our YouTube page. We've hit over 600 subscribers, which is awesome.
Thank you, friends. Please subscribe
Yes.
if you have not.
I
And to
hope-
the Twitch channel, do a follow if you have not.
Yes, I post this is last week's episode. I post all of our videos that we do this on here on YouTube afterwards.
And I'm
Okay.
excited because the stream keeps growing, right, Camera Mandy? We keep getting more and
Absolutely.
more folks. It is wonderful to have you join us, and hopefully we are giving you a good Saturday morning and a lot of fun and all of this stuff. So we're going to do the book club, but we're going to get it done and so we can spend some time with Mike.
Yes, so we're gonna spend about 10 minutes on book club, and then we will we're gonna try and wrap up Ventenium Alunax.
We're gonna be close.
It might be one more week.
So the Ventenium Alunax.
There's so much history just in these 20 pages.
Well, the thing is, okay, so
It sets everything up.
I'm pretty serious about world building, and I've read a lot. In fact, maybe Mike, maybe we can even talk about this a little bit, because you've been exposed to all of this for a long, long time. So maybe we can even talk about this a little bit. So one of the things that I read about world building, and one of the reasons why Tolkien was so breakthrough at the time that he did it, was he actually spent the time to really craft what was the history, how was it created, how does all these things work, right? All of this stuff. And one of the things that even though I'd spent a lot of time world building of my own, right, in my own home games and all of this stuff through the years, I determined at the beginning, when we were going to all get together and start this crazy journey, that we were going to have a world that made sense, a world that fantastically made sense, that we were going to have a world that was steeped in a good history that also made sense as to why things were today, right? And that was the beginning. And I actually wrote the Ventenium Alunax, I think in this section in 2017, 2018, right as we were beginning this process, because it was so important that we have this wonderful history. And of course, it sets up everything, right? It sets up as you already know, if you were here last time, there was this war that happened between the gods and themselves at first, which was then revealed that the power behind the gods, that were the gods of evil, that were frustrated and angry at the gods of good and neutrality, that the power behind them was actually these four lords of corruption. And they actually deceived the gods of evil, and the gods of evil were put in the same boat with the other gods. They weren't friends of the lords of corruption. And Avovar was sleeping, and then Avovar woke, and there was a big battle between Avovar and the lords of corruption. And in the end, it appeared, right, that there was no way that Avovar would prevail. And so Avovar did the unthinkable. Avovar used the Zyathés, merged his spirit into the Zyathés, radically increasing the Zyathesic power. He encased the nether flow, this terrible corrupting flow that was in there, into a crystalline barrier, and then used the power that he had to imprison the four lords of corruption in the nether place, and ultimately ceased to be in that moment. And so this magnificent history, right? And then, of course, in the Gods' War, 8 of the gods were killed. And there is a lot of lore that people are surmising. There's some interesting prophecy that you find in a couple of our adventures and our books and things like that speak of this 9 that are returning. And it is definitely still a tale, still in the telling, but some have surmised that it is the 8 gods who are coming back in a new form or new thing, right? But the question is, why are there 9? And this is a mystery that still remains, though some have speculated. We will see how it transpires. But in the end, what this marvelously creates, right, is this deific thing where you have the lords of corruption, you have the gods who are at odds sometimes with themselves, right? The 4 lords, and then what of this mysterious other group that is coming, which kind of gives us a trilateral thing, right, in this godly thing that's going on. So what is important to understand is that after Avovar did this, the Eterns, they rose, right? It was magnificent because the Zyathés had never been so powerful, right? It was able to let them do things that they never even imagined, right? The flying cities, right? The sky-ships, Garganath, right? Amasthal, right? Telson Throd, which is now turned over and literally lies in ruin in the center of the Republic of Zoranthia. So all of these things they were able to do. And then, of course, we learned at the end of the war that the Thu'ul had been created by the corruption lords. And so we come to the next section. Now, this is important. I'm not wearing my glasses.
You don't have to read, and we don't have that much time anyways because we have to get talking to David.
All right. I will do this. But so remember that the whisper came to the gods originally and began to talk to the gods and that is how the gods of evil determined to sort of follow through with the lords of corruption, right? And that is how all of this sort of began. But now when you read in the Shadows Cast, you will read that the whisper returns. And there is conflict within the Etheric Empire. And this is on page 12. And then, of course, I showed the image of the Etheric thing, which is right here, right? I showed this last week, which is magnificent. Give you an idea of this. I'm actually going to have some rework done to that image eventually, and then we come to a section that is very important about Galsianthros. Now, Galsianthros was the greatest of the human mages, and in truth, the greatest wizard of that time. He was also of a much advanced age, and the only thing he wished for more than greater power was immortality. Thus, in his dreams, Galsianthros told the Whisperer that he would do anything to achieve that which the voice had promised him. 'Twas then that a group of cowed strangers arrived in the arcane tower of Galsianthros, seeking an audience with the wizard. And they had brought gifts. Those gifts were tomes that spoke of magics, the like of which Galsianthros had never thought about nor experienced. Some believe they were the Thule. And those magics required the use of the Netherflow. And the next chapter is called The Return of Ruin. And here we begin to understand how it happens, right? What goes on and how ultimately the woe of ruin occurs. And this is a marvelous read. I'm not going to read it for obvious reasons because we want to spend some time with Mike this morning. But if you have not read to this place, when you start getting to page 15 and 16, then you start seeing about the darkest days and how all of this happened and what occurred and how in the end, the world was nearly obliterated. But actually, it was the three gods of magic that saved all things, which is a tale still to be told. How have I done, cameraman? Because we can definitely finish this. We can do the darkest days and Zyathé today next week.
Yeah, so that's fine. So basically, what happened, my understanding, so they believe it's the Thule, or is it confirmed that it's the Thule? Or is it the Valandians, certain James might have
the
suggested?
Valandians were not there at that time. Yes, there was the Aetheric Empire was all. The Valandians actually arose out of the ashes, right? So the Zoldothran was an Aetheric mage, and as is said about Lord Kalnovik, right? And there are others. Some believe that the emperor of the So-Waiwun Empire in Estrenia was also one, and that there may be even at the helm of the Sothic people in Zustrenia, in Zustrenia, there may also be some Aetheric mages because some survived, right? Some survived the woe, and so this is all kind of mixed up in the history.
And basically, what happened was, how do you say
Galsianthros? Galsianthros.
Yeah, just his decisions and then corrupt people around him.
Yes.
Caused the ruination of Avuva's sacrifice.
That's correct. Caused the crystalline barrier. This was the key to the whole thing. What needed to happen was that crystalline barrier that Avuva had created around the Netherflow that needed to be breached. And it was indeed. And that is what allowed many things to happen that Avuva would never have intended. So the Netherflow now began to seep back into the Zyathus, and of course that would mean into all of creation, for the Zyathus is all things, so the energy of all things, right? And then, of course, what we find out a little later as we read is that there are cracks now in the walls of the Never place, where the four lords of corruption are interred. And so this is all set up, this magnificent stew and this mystery of the 9 that are coming, and this question of the four lords of corruption, and they are all opposed, right? Likely all opposed. We'll see about the 9, but they are likely all opposed, which gives us a wonderful thing going on in the pantheon, in the eterniverse that is beyond just the life world. So this is magnificent. I hope you are loving the read. I am loving the read. I think it has been fantastic. I am not the only one solely responsible for this. We had help with AJ and others who helped make it even better. And I hope that that is steeping you in the history of all things and the world of Zyathé.
Yeah, and then after this terrible event happens, Responsia is like destroyed.
So Resplansia was the central continent.
I think I have a picture.
Yes, it was the central continent. It's actually here on the map too. If you can show it, I can definitely flash it, right?
I don't have it.
Don't worry, it's right here. So on the world map, you can see the great sort of purpling place in the middle. This is Resplansia. And Resplansia was the Eternic continent. Even though the Eternic continent, the Eternic Empire spanned much of the globe and had a presence on every continent, the Eterns were, they could do almost anything, right? And so really to live in Resplansia or to live on one of the flying cities was really sort of the pinnacle. And so everybody wanted to do that. They didn't want to go spread out all over the world. There weren't that many, right? But there were pockets of the Eternic Empire everywhere. And so what happened was, of course, all the magics, all the high magics were focused in Resplansia. And when the War of Ruin happened, of course, the high magics were destroyed and corrupted first. And it caused all manner of terrifying calamity in Resplansia. And of course, down the road, we hope that there will be adventures in Resplansia, but we will see. For those are all tales still in the telling, cameraman D.
I have a couple comments.
Yes,
and,
please.
I have some questions for Belinda, but I think that we're going to have to wait till next week because it's about like the elves. Oh, we lost your camera. It'll come back on in just a second.
I disappear.
Yeah, I know, right?
Then I appear.
I need to put all these cameras on a different, like a battery or something like that.
Different battery.
Or, anyway.
Something.
It just went off. I don't know what I'm saying. I got distracted by the camera going off.
Yes,
okay.
all right,
I have comments. Okay. I like this one from Alexander. I think of the never place as more of a never when.
Oh yeah, I think that's kind of true, Alexander. Yeah. I think that is true. It was basically trying to get them out of everything, right? That was the idea, right? Get them out of all things. So it wasn't the perfect solution, but it was a good one. Unfortunately, Avovar did not know about the Thu'ul and the other plan. It seems the corruption lords had a little backup plan of their own, so interesting. Yes. Excellent, Alexander.
I had a comment from Belinda that I thought it was funny because the bot said that they were holding the comment because of bullying, but it was just that
Belinda, you're so mean.
She was calling Crux creepy.
You're so mean.
She said, now it's creepy Crux.
Creepy Crux.
And the bot was like, this is bullying? And it's like, no. Okay, and then we had a question from Jim. Are you thinking about or tinkering with an idea for a Planescape kind of realm and story?
So this eventually is in our future. We want to be able to do this. This was the idea behind the creation of Galganath and some of the other things that come from the Eternic Empire. And in Magicka, you'll read a little bit more about Galganath and the skyship, the massive skyship that was supposed to be there, because people like this, right? And we don't want to just necessarily confine people. There is room to do a Planescape thing in the Eterniverse. And assuming that we continue on our success and keep going forward the way we're going, this is definitely something we would like to do. A lot of people have asked.
Okay, and then just in terms of like we have like kind of the aftermath of what happened with the woe, but what were some like immediate consequences that happened with the woe?
So obviously the whole entire world of Zyathé and the Eterniverse began to crumble. Literally what had happened, right? If you think about it, Avovar spoke the way of all things, which is the only 13th level spell. There is no other spell of the 13th level, none. And this, speaking of the way of all things, was the beginning of the creation. And then investing or pushing into, right, the four elements into the void, right, along with the way of all things, which caused the great making. So this was the beginning. There, I have lost my camera, but have I lost audio, cameraman?
No, your audio is still good.
Okay, so remind me of the question. Just make sure I don't go too far off track.
Just if there was any immediate, what were the immediate consequences?
So what happened was when the Netherflow was created by the Four Lords of Corruption to actually siphon power from the Creator. This was the idea. And so they empowered themselves through the siphoning of power from the Creator. And this was the creation of the Netherflow. Now, what happened was when the war began, the Netherflow now became a part of the Zyathés. This was all the Corruption Lord's plan, to corrupt everything. And then everything began to crumble. Everything began to fall. Everything began to be corrupted entirely. And when I say corrupted entirely, it is terrifying what happened. All the spells of the 10th, 11th, and 12th cycles were no longer available to any of the mortals nor the gods. So even the Eterniverse, right, all the planes of existence, all of them began to unmake, right? This was the thing. And there's some interesting stuff in Magica about this. When you see the Magica book, which is magnificent, when you see it, you'll see some of these in here, some of this information that is in there as we continue to expand and expound upon the lore. And so what happened is all of this stuff began to fall apart, to literally revert back, right? But at the same time, it was being tainted by this horrific substance, this netherflow, right? This anti-Zyathé, if you want to call it that, right? And it began to corrupt the whole thing. And this began to warp people, turn them into other things. Strange creatures began to make buildings not just fall down and be destroyed, but literally turned into other things, right? Because this is the idea of corruption. It is not necessarily all like what Nu'ul desires, which is the emptiness of all things, a return to the void, right? There are other corruption lords, right? There is Anakria, right, who wants chaos, right? All of this stuff. And so this is why Resplensia, which is now Creepy Crooks, is so magnificent, because it has all of this going on in just massively higher level than the rest of the world. But it affected the rest of the world. It affected beneath, right? In the Underdelve, which is called the Zyathé, right? Stone came to life. This is where they believe the Illumines came from, the magical trees, the glowing things that are down there. All kinds of things began to change and become different because of this. And so did I do a good job? Was that a good answer?
That was a great answer.
Okay, but marvelous.
And so next week we'll tackle the aftermath and the rebuilding. And then I think we're going to be done and move on to the next section of...
Marvelous.
Yeah.
So can we go over and spend some time with Mike? Because that's what I want to do. Okay, I'm going to stand up here. Yes, I'm going to do this. And walk over without tripping, falling, spilling, any of these kinds of things. So you should switch to Mike. Well done, cameraman. Yes, excellent producing.
I'm ahead of it, yeah.
Yes, excellent producing.
I should have lit the candle behind Mike. That was
yes, I was thinking that too. I was looking at that this morning. I was thinking, goodness, should we not have that candle lit, right? But that is okay. We are still kind of moving in.
Yes, not usually this well lit on a Saturday morning.
You're looking good, sir. You're looking good. Look, I look at you right there on the TV. Yes, you look marvelous, marvelous. So my friends, I just want to tell you all, thank you for joining us again. And this is what we want to do, is have special people on like Mike. So Mike has a great tale, and I'm going to ask him some questions and let him just expound, because Gaming Trend is amazing. And it has been special for a long, long time. So Mike, tell us a little bit about yourself first.
I just muted you.
Yeah, sure.
You muted me?
Yeah, I meant to mute myself. I was just muted. You have been muted.
Hey, if anyone is out there who's got good production capability, perhaps we need to put out a little, RFP. Is RFP? Is that what it is? A request for production.
Production, yeah.
If anyone else would like to come work on Saturday morning for free.
Yeah, for free, yes, it's magnificent.
And take my job.
Cameraman, you know I'm kidding. You are magnificent. Everyone loves you.
I know.
So Mike, tell us first about you a little bit, and then just tell us about the beginning of Gaming Trend, sort of that long time ago, how that happened.
Yeah. So I'm Mike Dunn. I am the editor-in-chief of Tabletop at Gaming Trend. And I've been a gamer since I was a wee sprout. I started off, playing basically reading D&D books and wishing I had people to play with for the first couple of years, and then
yes, because you had to keep it a secret. Right? We all had to keep it secret because if not, we got beat up at school.
Thanks
right?
to Tom Hanks.
Yes, Tom Hanks, you dirtbag. Yes, everyone loves Tom Hanks except for gamers in the old days, right? Who remember he went into the sewers, right? Tell him that tale, because a lot of people may not know. Just real quick. The diversion.
What was the name of that movie?
Mazes and Monsters.
Yeah, so it's really what kind of kicked off that whole satanic panic thing back in the early 80s. And yeah, it made the lives of me and my friends hell for many years. until.
Plus, it was nerdy, right? So it's like
right,
a double whammy, right?
Yeah,
You're a devil
exactly.
worshiper and a nerd, right?
I
So
mean, and Tom Hanks, like, he went on to make Splash and
Yeah.
like all these funny movies, and I was just like, no, I don't want to see this guy.
Yes, and if you've
No,
never
I
seen
mean,
it,
I
it's
got
terrible.
over it.
Don't watch it.
Yeah, no, it's a bad film. My wife actually wanted to watch it recently, and I was like, no, trauma, too much trauma. So yeah.
So you're reading books. You're wishing you could find some players.
Yeah. So eventually, I was a military brat, so I grew up on a lot of military bases. So I ended up basically cutting my teeth on role-playing games and a lot of board games at like the local rec centers with GIs. I was just this annoying kid that showed up and begged to play
Can
with
I
them.
play with you,
And they
please?
finally relented and let me play, and it was pretty good. I mean, you know, we played all kinds of stuff. We played a lot of D&D, like Space Opera, Traveler, Villains and Vigilantes. Kind of ran the gamut. It was very eye-opening, and it warped me.
Traveler, by the way, the only game still to this day that I know of where your character can actually die before you actually get to play the character, right? Y'all know about this? Yes, Traveler, you go through the whole process, an hour and a half, 2 hours of character creation, right?
Oh my
and right at
gosh.
the end, you roll and your character dies, and you have to do it again.
Oof. Yeah, there's a reason why you don't see too many people playing the game these days. But yeah, so I got into like the tech biz a while back, and I think actually one of my first web design jobs back in like 99, 2000 was for a video game company. And that's how I stumbled upon gaming trend. We actually used to be called Console Gold because it was a spin-off from another site, and we were focused on console games only. And a couple of years after I joined up, we kind of cut ties with that old site and wanted to do gaming of all kinds.
So you were doing originally like you'd review World of Warcraft or in the old days.
We predated World of Warcraft.
Yeah, because I guess
remember playing
2002 or 2003 was World of Warcraft, right?
yeah.
That was, so
Yeah.
what were you doing at the time? What kind of tell us about some of the console games you were doing?
So mostly like we were big with the first version of Xbox.
Yes.
We helped. We kind of helped pump them up, and that was actually that was a great console when it came out. Lots of cool games for it. You know.
We played PlayStation. We had this game.
Yeah.
Do you know this game called Bug? Did I ever mention this to you before? One of the greatest goofy games ever, which is the game called Bug, right? He tries to squish other bugs, and bugs try to squish him, and it's very fun.
Right. I think actually my first press junket was for a Tony Hawk game.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like Tony Hawk's Underground. And,
Very
it was
nice.
super fun. Actually, what's funny is that one of the producers of those early Tony Hawk games is now making tabletop games.
Wow.
And we touched base. It's a game called Snapships where you put together like little like Lego ships, and it's a tactical battle game.
Wow.
And I found out that he used to work at Neversoft, and we had a little chat about that.
That's
it was pretty
magnificent.
cool.
So then tell me, so now you've transitioned and
Yeah,
you do games of all kinds.
Yes. So I guess about 2004, we changed our name to Gaming Trend, and we were like, we want to do PC games, we want to do tabletop games, we want to do all kinds of games. And it took a little while. I think we started covering tabletop games in 2009, 2010.
And you were pushing for this because you love them. Yes, you were.
Yeah. Though I was still on the video game side at the
Yes.
time. I was more of a producer at that time because I basically did all the web work and a lot of the promotional stuff. I was about 5 years ago, I started getting burned out on video games. I was like, I gotta take a break.
I think a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think this actually helps explain some of the trend towards tabletop gaming more. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
Board gaming more. Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition's rise. All of that stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Because that's the thing. I had started playing more tabletop games, and I had actually it wasn't too far into that I had started DMing for the first time.
Ah.
I played as a player in the 80s and in the 90s, and then there was a big gap where I was just like in my 20s and partying.
I never partied.
Yeah, right.
When you say partying, are you talking about like partying with like your Adventurers Guild? Like no, okay, different.
No,
kind of
this is a
partying.
different
Okay,
thing. This
okay,
probably involves
Understand.
illicit activities.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Yes,
I
we
gotcha.
stay away from illicit activities.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah, there's children watching.
You know,
Cameraman,
Wild years,
are there
wild
any?
years.
Before we continue, just for a second, hold your thought.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions or comments from the chat? Anybody?
Oh, we have
else?
lots of people. Belinda actually says that she's been reading Gaming Trend for years. It's one of her go-to spots
Yes,
for
Belinda,
articles.
yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yes, marvelous.
Awesome.
A lot of people are talking about Baldur's Gate, Halo,
Baldur's Gate.
Debating Traveler. I'm just.
I have
throwing
to
out-
tell you, Baldur's
Yeah.
Gate was spectacular,
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
it? It was just,
Oh, yeah.
it was unbelievable, right? Because it was the first real attempt to really put a role-playing game right
Yeah.
into, right? It was magnificent.
Well, you know what's really funny is that I was just at Mile High Comics up in Denver
Yeah, I love
a couple of days ago, and I saw the 3 Gold Box games, the SSI Gold Box games. And I
Wow.
loved those things. Like, you know, what was it? Curse of the Azure
Curse,
Bonds.
yes.
And Eye of the Beholder
Yes.
and the Warriors of Kryn, I believe.
Yes, and it
Yeah.
was starring what was her name? She's on the cover and she has the
Right.
oh gosh, what was her name?
Oh, I don't know.
Somebody in the chat's got. Let's see how good. In fact, Cameramendi, we will give anyone who comes up with this the name of the character from Curse of the Azure Bonds. The first one who comes up with it, we'll give them a signed portrait of you.
What? Nobody
Yes,
wants
people
that.
love signed portraits
I
of
keep
Cameramendi.
saying nobody
Yes,
wants those.
tell her that you love a signed picture of Cameramendi because I want one. Yes.
Oh my gosh, nobody
In fact, Mike,
wants it.
we will give you
Okay.
one as a gift for being on the stream today.
We don't have them right
Fantastic.
now. They're
Well,
being printed.
Well, that's okay. We'll get them.
Okay.
So first person who comes up with her name, because I should be remembering this. I played it. I loved
I'm
it.
like
right?
dying
it's
right
great.
now.
Great.
Okay, but with all that said, we have a few other things. Jim says it took Wizards of the Coast putting out the Disasters 4th edition for them to realize what people actually wanted to. I'm just blah, 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 blah. I'm
Well, they
so
were
flustered.
really. I mean, people
I'm
don't.
so flustered. But yeah,
A lot of people don't know this, but that 4th edition was really kind of in response to what was going on with the Games Workshop, right?
Absolutely.
It was trying. They tried to
yeah.
turn D&D into a tabletop war-playing game.
Okay.
war
Yeah,
game.
well, I think it was actually they were trying to turn it into like more like a video game.
You're right. Right. That's right.
Because I actually played a little bit of that with a group with my son, my oldest, who I was trying to get into that sort of thing, and he enjoyed it because he came at it from a video game standpoint.
Right.
And there were, I mean, honestly, there were a few things about 4th edition that I thought were pretty cool, but on the whole, I think 5th edition is much better. It kind of combines a lot of.
It makes it easier too. It's more
Yeah.
approachable, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Cameraman, I should ask you. You got a couple more comments or questions?
we have Randy wants to know if Elias is the name.
Alias.
Alias? Sorry, I spelled that. I'm so flustered.
That sounds
But
right.
what about Harry says Olive Ruskettle?
No, I don't think so. It was she was on the front cover
Right.
of the doggone Curse of the Azure. Look up Curse of the Azure Bond. Somebody see how fast you Google, right? See how fast your Googling is.
I have that cover etched.
I can see it, right? She was magnificent, right?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it might have been Elias, but I don't know if that's right.
So Strax Liv says, from the novel, I don't think the character was named in the game.
Maybe you're right. Maybe she
Yeah,
was.
I'm just reading comments because I don't know what anyone is talking about here.
Okay,
So
all right.
I'm like, you guys got this.
Well, listen, we can do if we made a mistake there, she wasn't named in the game, but wherever she was named in the novel, if someone's already come up with it, they win. If they haven't yet, then they don't win. So somebody has to come up with it. But it might have been, I can't remember what her name was for some reason in my mind.
Someone says
I
alias
want
for
to say
the
it starts with a
humans.
K.
I also want to apologize for saying Elias. I was trying to make it a name. I know how to say alias. I just want to be clear about that.
So they were saying an alias, and you were
Alias.
trying to say that was a name.
I was like, Elias is the name. I don't know.
RFP.
Okay, let's focus back on Mike. Let's go back to Mike.
All right,
Okay.
Mike, continue
Okay,
on. So let us
okay.
continue. So now we have come and we have done all this video gaming, and now we're thinking about
Yeah.
doing board games.
Yeah, so my appetite for board games and tabletop RPGs like about 5 years ago was rekindled, like with a vengeance, And so I told the my partner who I co-run Gaming Trend, his name's Ron Burke, was like, I think I got to take a break. And he was like, well, we've been talking about having a stronger tabletop presence, and you're playing tabletop games all the time now. Why don't you just take over instead of us trying to find someone else? And I was like, let me think about that. And so I spent about a week and a half just kind of writing everything down that I would do if I took over, and decided that it was something I really wanted to do.
Renewed your spirit. Yeah, marvelous. That's
Yes.
magnificent.
And so I kind of made a mission statement, and I presented it to Ron and the other managers of the site. And I'm proud to say that I would say about 90% of what I outlined in that mission statement that year, we have now accomplished.
Magnificent.
Since Gen Con.
Magnificent.
Yeah. The big one, though, is that our goal is to make tabletop games and tabletop RPGs on a first-level citizenship status with video games on Gaming Trend.
It's definitely coming. Oh, yes. So did you want us to show this, cameraman? Is this a subtle hint?
Yes.
All right, Mike, you can tell them about this real quick.
Yes,
How's our
so-
timing? We had more comments or questions?
Yeah, we're at 10:58, but
We can go a few more minutes. Is you okay, Mike? We go a few more minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So any questions, though, for Mike?
All I'm going to do is play games after this. So.
What a good idea. Yeah, it's magnificent, my friend. Notice how I blow that up? You see that? I'm very trendy. Let's do that again. There's a yes, very nice.
Excellent.
this is what we call a bromance.
Bromance, yes. Mike, and you're coming to Genghis Khan, yes?
Actually, I just bought VIP badge for that.
Excellent.
I'm not doing that as Gaming Trend. I'm doing that as me.
Well, good. So Harry, you got to run a game, and we got to give Mike a game. So let's see if we can get Mike into a game.
I even rented a room up there. I'm going to be there the whole weekend.
We're also getting rooms up there. Hey, everyone. Seriously, Genghis Khan is going to be so much fun.
It is. There's
There are
so many
so many
people
people.
going. Yes, so many of your friends are going to be there. And that really, I'm going to tell you, I've been to many conventions. Mike, you know this.
Oh, yeah.
Been to many conventions. But no convention is nearly as fun as when you got a group there that you are friends with, that you interact with. And in our situation, it could be 50, 60, maybe 100 Gooey people going, right? I mean, it's crazy. So it's going to be a blast. And by the way, some people have asked me this. We just love Donnie and Andrea. There is no real gain for Gooey Cube. They don't pay us for endorsing this. We love the convention. It's going to be our home convention. There's no economic interest for Gooey Cube. So please know that we are very pure in our come to Genghis Khan and be with us. That's all it's about. Come hang out and have fun, right? That's all we're doing.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
It's a great con, right?
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, I've never been. Yeah, no, I've never been. We moved here to Colorado. Basically 9 months before the pandemic hit. Yeah, so I did KoboldCon online.
Yes.
When everything, and that was fun. I had a blast doing that, and I basically just kind of swore to myself that I was going to do a proper con when things got back up and running.
Good.
And that's what
Well, we're going to have fun. So basically, now you transitioned.
Yes.
You're doing all of these TTRPGs and board games, and that's been going on for about 5 years. So tell us a little bit about that.
So yeah, we've massively ramped up our tabletop coverage at Gaming Trend since I took over, and we've been giving away awards. I think this is our 3rd year at Gen Con.
I give you a big kiss, Mike, but people would, we don't want our significant others to think there's more than just a bromance.
Certainly, and we have a rating to.
Yes,
to
right. We're trying to keep
Do it.
Keep
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. This is true romance here.
We started doing
Ms.
this.
Goo might hit me with the fry pan when I went home. There's a bad thing, right? And she has this magical fry pan thing. It really doesn't fry anything except for me, right?
Right.
Sorry, Astignar says put the Alfabio wig on first.
Well played.
Sorry, I'm evil laughing over here. I love this. Anyway, sorry, Mike, you've been holding this award for 10 minutes,
Sorry.
so go ahead and just talk about it. Yeah.
No, having a good time. So we started handing out awards, I guess about 10 years ago at E3, which is the big video game convention. And actually, it kind of ties into what I kind of look at in terms of how we do tabletop coverage. We learned a lot of lessons on the video game side, and how to deal with folks, on how the kind of content people like.
Yes.
And that's a much more competitive area, really.
It's huge money.
It's video games.
Enormous money, right? Enormous.
So I like to say that we took a lot of those lessons and we're applying them to the tabletop area, and I think it really works. I mean, not just because tabletop games and video games are so, I mean, they're linked inexorably. Like they
A lot of us do both.
Yeah, a lot of people do both, especially the younger people that are playing these days.
And this goes to like the D&D 1 thing. We got to have you back. We got to talk about D&D 1 and all D&D and all this stuff, that the new things that are coming.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
But we'll do this. We'll do this in a month or two.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll come back anytime.
Well, the nice thing is he's right down the road. It's marvelous. It's close.
So I figured Gen Con is, I mean, haven't gone to Essen Spiel yet. So that is, of course, the biggest beast of a tabletop gaming convention there is. But Gen Con is the biggest one in the U.S.
Yes.
And so we kind of picked that as our con to give away awards, and this is our 3rd year, and we gave one to Gooey Cube for Shadows
In Gensicon.
Yeah. I always want to call it over or at.
The problem is it didn't quite fit.
No.
It didn't quite fit. Shadows, but the next one,
curtain
is going to be something like Neath Gensicon. We also got to permission. Talk to Peter. He's good with it. Megan's good with it. We have new people that want to have their portraits put in from the Gen Con people. So we're going to have Neath Gensicon or something like that coming.
Nice.
Yes.
And so yeah, basically we give out a lot of awards for the things that we consider to be the best of Gen Con that year. And Shadows at Gensicon was really stood out to us because it's this huge, gigantic thing, and you get it free if you buy something.
Yeah.
It's like, what? I mean, you're selling it for what? $30? $50 on the site.
It's got
huge amount of value.
Michael, it's got 26 or 24 player character portraits, all that artwork, and then plus all those handouts and all that stuff. I mean, it's that thing.
Oh yeah, no, I've got one. It's gigantic.
You need to play it.
I know. I totally want to play it.
Mike, I just want to intercept something here. As like someone who, we do this in our free time when we have a chance. That little piece of paper meant so much to us.
No idea.
You don't even have a clue like how much it meant to us.
The whole Goo crew is like off the deep end.
Well, so let me. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying that I really appreciate that you guys go through and really like take the time to look at everything at Gen Con and really decide what's going to get an award. And just, I mean, I understand that. I mean, it's a piece of paper that you guys give out, but it meant so much to us to be. I know.
Just foil embossing, and I do printing, so I know a lot of this. That's not inexpensive.
It's so wonderful to be recognized, for what we do and what we tried to do with Gen. And you have to understand, Alphinius put in so much extra work on Gensicon and made it 3 times as big as it was supposed to be.
Well, I got to give a shout out to Rob first, because Rob started it, right? And he and I talked about kind of what we wanted to do, and then of course. Peter said he wanted to be involved in it, right? He was okay with being in there, and Megan and other people from Gen Con. And Rob at the time had some other things going on. He said, I don't know if I can carry this, right? And I said, no problem. You've done a great job to this point. Let me take it from there. And I did spend there was a lot of late nights in the backyard with a cigar and going late, right? A cup of coffee at 10 o'clock, that kind of stuff, right? I feel like I was back in college. But I just for me, and we put a lot of passion into all our stuff, this.
Oh yes, absolutely.
But for me, to have Peter say yes, right? To have Megan and Derek and Marion and David say yes, we'll be a part of this. I just felt like we had to make sure, right?
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
had to make it extra special. And
the love just shows in the product in the module.
Well, and it's a mystery, right? So this is the thing, right? A lot of people don't, and we tried to coach people a little bit on how to run mysteries, right?
Right.
And so that's what was the goal with this thing, because they're hard.
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I've tried. It's not easy.
But I think we gave a lot of ideas
Yeah.
about how you can twist the tail on your party, right? Have things happen in different rooms, things to discover in different rooms, false clues, red herrings, all that kind of stuff. And I think we have done that. So I can't wait. People are starting to tell me they're getting ready to play it, right? Because they just got it, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
But I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, I also want to clarify, it wasn't just a piece of paper. I felt bad saying that, but it was also a wonderful write-up. And there's a great article on their website for Gaming Trend of all the best of Gen Con.
Yeah.
And
We finally got that up. It was about a month after the con, but we worked really hard on it. It takes time to do that sort of thing.
Trust me, we understand.
We're still putting up coverage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she didn't. She meant, you know what she meant.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely.
Do not feel.
And as a matter of fact, to speak to what you were saying,
Yeah.
and this may not be obvious if you go to the site, but Gaming Trend is a volunteer organization. Like we're not doing this to make money. I mean, it'd be nice to make some money, but that's not why we're doing it. We're doing it because we're all gamers and we love games, and we've been doing it for 20 years now, which is kind of mind blowing to me, because like I look at my son, my oldest son. He's about to in a couple of weeks.
Oh, look, you're getting a text.
Oh,
Somebody telling you you're doing a great job on the stream.
Nah, yeah, no,
Hey, you look great.
But yeah, basically,
You look at your son.
I look at my son, who's about to be 24, and he has been there, kind of enjoying everything, all of kind of the largesse of being a gaming press, vicariously through me, and now he's going into he's about to go into video game design and development. But like my time with Gaming Trend kind of tracks with his growing up, and it's just weird thinking that it's been 20 years.
It's magnificent.
But yeah, we are a volunteer organization. We're doing probably better than we have ever, and I think it's just because Ron and I have been at this so long, and we've figured it out, and we've learned to kind of get out of the way of the people that we bring on board to write, I'm really proud of what we're doing.
It's magnificent.
More proud of what we're doing than I've ever been. Actually, our Gen Con coverage this year is the best con coverage we've ever done.
And I posted a link to that in the Twitch chat.
Oh, excellent.
So
Okay, so we got to get done. So any last questions?
Well, I have one.
Yes,
thing.
do it. Yes, please.
If anybody out there on the stream would be interested in joining our team, we are always looking for more people.
And that's not a full-time job or anything like that. This
No.
this you want to do a review of a game, right? This is not going to destroy someone, right? This is right.
No. We review video games. We review tabletop games. I'm especially looking for people who are into tabletop RPGs, because there's a lot of stuff out there that isn't getting noticed.
It's not.
And I think there's just a lot of content that people would love, and a lot of content creators, a lot of people who are making stuff for D&D and other RPGs that really could use a light shined on them.
Yeah, I know. I cannot. There's so many good third-party publishers out there, and I bought, because we've chatted, right? I bought so much of this stuff through the years and I support a number of people right now, a number of groups right now.
Yep.
And Cameron Mendy, that reminds me, we need to write that check to the charities. We haven't done that yet.
yes, we did.
Oh, we did? You got it done?
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, I
Okay.
have already taken care of the check to the charities.
Yes, we need to make
even
sure they got that money, right?
We got a thank you note from
marvelous.
we were talking about the charities for the Great Gooey Dungeon
Yes,
giveaway. We had
yes.
3 that we gave money to.
And we are going to do the Great Gooey Dungeon game show at
GenghisCon.
GaryCon and at GenghisCon,
yes,
right?
and GaryCon,
We're
that's
doing it
correct.
both. Yes.
Yes.
So we're really excited. Mike,
Yeah, I
listen,
can't wait to see
I
that.
want you to do something for me.
Yeah,
Make sure you give them the website thing, right?
absolutely.
And do that, and then please give them a follow, right? Give them a subscribe, right?
how
It
do
costs you nothing, right?
How do people reach out to you if they're interested in contributing?
Oh yeah. how do we do that?
So you can reach out to me directly, Mike D. Wait, M Dunn.
M Dunn.
Wrong-
Mike D.
wrong-
M Dunn.
wrong email
You
address,
send
right.
something to some
M-
weird person
yeah,
out
yeah.
there in the world.
mdunn@gamingtrend.com.
D-U-N-N. Not
yeah.
Dune, like
Or you can-
D-U-N-E,
you
right?
can-
That's a different thing.
Yeah, no, that's a different.
Sandworm. Ah!
Oh no, my microphone is.
Oh, God.
See, your
See, the sandworm scared him.
it's a
Yeah.
sandworm. Yeah, no, or you can hit us up on Twitter. Like, basically hit us up on any of our social media channels. I'll post some links in the Twitch chat myself.
And you also know that every Monday you can advertise in the Gooey Den on Facebook, right? So
Oh,
that
okay.
don't forget that,
I,
right?
didn't, I totally forgot.
Yes, make sure you put it up. Like you can put up an article saying, "Hey, check us out this
Yeah,
week. We
yeah,
got an
yeah.
article on this," you know. And just this is one of the premier, game sites. Really, I mean, for tabletops that's out there. It's the truth. It's the truth. There are
Yeah,
others,
there's not a lot of sites out there that do written content.
yes.
Most of it's like video, like YouTube personalities, that sort of thing, which is fine. I mean, I watch those too, but I can't always watch a video, when I'm out and about,
Right.
and, waiting in line at the bank or whatever. Yeah, I think it's good stuff. We've got
It's
some
good
great
stuff.
writers, and I'm really proud of the work we're doing. Please come check it out. And if you want to come work with us, drop me a line.
Michael, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you
Absolutely.
joining us so much. This is magnificent. We'll have you back here in the next couple
Anytime.
three months and
Yeah.
talk about some of these other things that I think people would enjoy. Really
yeah.
enjoy.
I really, I'll be honest with you. I really want to play a game with
Yeah.
you guys sometime.
Mike, we have some ideas about some things, but the studio has to get finished. By the way, this
you
is,
can see this is going to
This
be our
is-
gaming space
Oh,
right
yeah.
here. Yes?
It's a nice table.
I mean, while we're
Yes.
here, I might as well just say the studio is getting together, and there should be dungeon behind your heads right
Yes,
now.
now there's just a little black wall.
But just-
right? But it's still kind of
just
cool because we got
know.
the
But it's black
We
like
got
the
the-
void.
and you
I
see this
know.
marvelous image of Dark and Haven, right? With
Yeah,
the
yeah, that's
Gloomport entrance down below, right? And the Mistrewn River that splits at the Twin Falls, the Twining Falls. Yes.
We have some really cool
Magnificent.
stuff coming.
Oh,
So
yes, we do.
stay tuned.
And
Yes.
we've and on Gaming Trend, I've got one of my writers right now working on reviewing something from you guys.
Well, thank you, my friend. Yes, I hope they like it. If they don't like it, will you tell me because I could pass them a 20 or something?
Well, I've been friends with this guy since high school, so I'll be shocked. I know him pretty well. I'll be shocked.
So he's going to like our kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, listen, I say this all the time. We're not for everyone, right? We're not. There are people who like to
Right.
do theater of the mind. They don't need all these accoutrements. There are people who want to do a lot of combat, and we're probably not as good for real combat-focused games because we
Right.
are about role play and mystery and intrigue and all of that kind of stuff. You know, we really are more that spectrum of combat, mystery, role play, right? That's
yeah,
the,
I
you know.
think you and I have a very similar kind of approach where
Yes.
it's about creating a cooperative narrative.
Yes, that's exactly right. I want to be able to have the characters speak into it, all
Yeah.
of that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that's for me that's the pinnacle of gaming. But it's not for everyone, you know.
Right.
You know the angry GM, right? Has written
Yeah.
this. He writes
Yeah.
wonderful treatises. He actually wrote a very interesting article about the 7 different types of gamers. I think it was the 7 different types of gamers a long time ago, right?
Right.
And it's very interesting
right. I
to
think
read
I've read
that.
that. I've read
Yeah,
it,
yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, well, we better go, cameraman. Yes.
Yeah, we're 15 minutes over.
Yeah, we could totally
But, hey, we-
talk
all
Yeah.
day.
all day.
Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. And
Do you know our tagline? If you don't, it's okay.
I don't. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you
I
know
do know that.
All right, so are you ready, Mike? Yes. Thank you for joining us today. May all your adventures be sticky. Ha ha!